Yo, 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 welcome to the A&B Mobcast. It's your boy AD.
Boy, Bruce, and what's the word? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. What you got going?
Chill another day, another
What are they,
dollar,
water in
man.
that cup?
Yeah, man. Water in the jug, man. Trying to stay hydrated, man. It's one of those half-a-gallon jugs, so I try to at least drink at least 1.5 of that a day. So,
Yeah, I called you the other day. You was on your 6-hour workout.
yeah, man. And I'm working out outside at EOS, so they got a little turf area outside, so that's why I'm working out, get the sweat going, man. Especially with the Texas summer.
Bro, how
So
are you
yeah.
tracking your progress, bro? Because if I'm working out 3 to 4 hours, bro, you should be like a track runner, like slim, I would think.
Well, that's the thing, though. I'm working out to maintain, man. One thing I don't do too much of is controlling my diet. I try to control my intake. You see what I'm saying? Like, I try to eat to be satisfied and not to eat to be full. You see what I'm saying? So I'm controlling my intake, which I'm not counting calories or anything like that. I do like to snack during the day. But as long as I feel good, I'm all right. You see what I'm saying? Slowing down on the drinking, which has been very easy for me. I never really been a big drinker, but slowing down on that, not having to drink with a cigar all the time. So yeah, I feel good. As long as I feel good, that's my tracking, bro. Black people, it's kind of like measuring when you seasoning stuff, man. You just do it till the ancestors say stop. That's how it is with working out, bro. Like, as long as you feel good, whatever you doing, keep doing that.
Hey, so what are cigars like? Because I ain't gonna say the side effects, but like cigars, they don't get you high. They just get you like buzz. Like, what does a cigar do? I know weed get you high. Cigarettes full of nicotine and all that type of stuff. What
Yeah.
is
So
cigars the same?
So when you're smoking a cigar, what it does, it opens like your palates, like like the bloodstream within your lips, like the red blood cells in your palates, it opens that up, right? And it enhances whatever it is you're drinking. That's why you typically see somebody having a drink with the
Right.
cigar, right?
Okay.
So whatever they're drinking goes directly into their bloodstream. So it essentially just enhances whatever you're drinking. Obviously, that tobacco taste, now it really becomes pairing, right? Where you find which cigar goes well with which drinks, and you kind of mix and match with it, and that's the fun of smoking cigars too. But for the most part, it enhances whatever it is that you're drinking, goes directly to your bloodstream. So it's the difference between it needing one drink to get there with the cigar versus like 4 or 5 drinks to get there outside the cigar. It just enhances it. It's the same reason why people smoke or vape, while drinking. It just, they probably don't know that, but it's just something that people do.
Some people told me like too much give you headaches and stuff. I guess too much of anything.
Yeah, too much of anything, and you gotta also be comfortable with it too. You gotta also find the grade that works for you, because like cigars, you have like mild, you got medium, and you got bold grades, and obviously you have different tobacco makers that you would have to identify which one works for you. I mean, it's definitely one of those things where you try it out. Like typically, whenever I've been in any cigar humidor, there's always somebody in there, right? And they're in there to kind of teach the beginners on some, about what's a good choice, right? So they'll probably be like, "Hey, what are you eating?" If somebody's walking in there, "Hey, I'm looking for a nice cigar." Okay, what are you eating? Yeah, I'm eating a pasta. What you drinking? I'm just red wine, sweet, non-sweet. And you tell them non-sweet, and from there they'll be like, "Hey, I think you should try this. The Mary Jane, I think you should try this." You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Placencia. That's kind of how it is, right? But once you actually get into it, like this is what you do, you find which one is for you. Like for me, I smoke a nice Lunatic, right? Lunatic makes silver wrappers and they make gold wrappers, right? It's a 70 gauge cigar. It's not too big, not too small, but it's thick. Pause. God damn.
Golly, boy, y'all was
That's crazy.
my
But
lord.
that was wild. That was absolutely diabolical.
Bro, I don't even want to talk about cigars no more, bro.
But I'll smoke that with like an old fashioned. I'll smoke that with this, chocolate whiskey that I have. It's Ballatin chocolate whiskey, and it's pretty nice, man. It's pretty nice, real chill, real smooth smoke, and I be in my zone.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I don't do nothing with
you ain't
smoke.
never tried a cigar?
Cigar, weed, black, cigarette, hookah, vape, nothing. Never.
You ain't
Never
never tried
inhaled.
that?
Never.
Yeah.
Nothing.
The other thing smoking in your system is barbecue, huh?
Live that. Nah, yeah, I don't deal with it, bro.
That's what's up, though, man. It's an expensive hobby, man. So it's good to. Yeah, it's an expensive hobby. I mean, and I can see how people just need it all the time. Like me, I used to actually smoke cigars pretty often, bro.
But you was
We talking.
stressed
No, no, no.
coming
It's
out
just
from work.
something to do. I used to smoke about 2, 3 cigars a week.
Yeah, that's expensive. Not
Yeah,
Mr. Frugal.
but now I'm probably smoking a cigar probably like once a week or once every other week. I definitely still like to enjoy the cigar. I blame it on my backyard, bro. I got the kind of backyard where you
Yeah,
can just
yeah,
really
junk
kick
is
it.
lit.
You could kick your feet up and just chill. Like having a cigar on a Friday night in Houston is like a go
What the
to.
mosquitoes like in Houston?
Ain't none back there in my backyard. I tell you that. I got all kinds of mosquito repellent. I got light bulbs that have the repellent thing. I also have the repellent stands. I have torches, tiki torches around my
I
backyard.
mean, if you suit up like that, if you ain't have all that stuff,
Yeah,
they'll be on you.
probably because we do get some rain. We do get a lot of rain in Houston, and obviously that's really what drives the mosquito. Those like little wet pond puddle areas drives mosquito as well as like frogs and stuff like that. Now I'll see some frogs every once in a while in my backyard, but no mosquitoes. I don't really deal with
Speaking of
mosquitoes.
Houston, I heard they closing that popular like brunch spot, Camp
A,
or
a few different places recently closed
Camp
down, man.
South. What
So
is it called? Camp South or Camp or whatever it's
so
called.
camp closed down. This place called the Address closed down. This
Dang,
place.
I ain't never even been out there yet to hit all that stuff.
Yeah, man. A lot of things are closing down, man. And quite frankly, I don't know what it is. I blame everything on the gas, the cost of gas, though. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's
Really?
crazy as hell. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, Houston has always been like a domestic getaway, right? And when you see increase in gas prices, like people are not taking trips like that, right? And so when people are not taking trips like that, it's not filling up these places. Like people come into town to enjoy specific venues, Sunday fun day, so on and so forth, right? And people are not just flooding Houston like they used to. And people who are locals or have lived in Houston a long time, like they're more hip on like the more speakeasies, the hidden gems, stuff like that. So that's kind of what people go to. But the well-known spots, that's really for the tourists, and you don't have too much tourism. And I blame it all on gas. Like when gas go up, obviously the cost of travel go up. People don't want to relocate, or people find different ways for entertainment, bro.
No, I got you. Well, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna get out there one day. Hopefully, something else
yeah.
there.
It's like four places that closed down, man. You had what's that place? It's in conjunct. It's a sister restaurant to the Cheesecake Factory. We had one here that closed down. There's a place out here called Five Central that just closed down. Camp address, and I think it's more to come, man. And the valet culture is just heavy out here, bro. Like you got to pay to park everywhere you go.
Hmm.
Especially those kind of places. So when you're talking about like before your entertainment experience starts, you're $20 in the hole. You feel me? And all these places do the automatic gratuity, so that's 18 to 22%. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like whatever you do, like between you getting there and you eating, let's say you just having a meal and 2 drinks, right? Which I think is average, a meal and 2 drinks plus gratuity. That's $100 experience, damn near. You feel me? And that's not sustainable for people to just be stepping outside the house and doing $100 in one night like that consistently.
Hmm.
So I think that's what kind of driving like the economy to crash in those specific places. And yeah, they recently shut down, man. Rest in peace to them.
Dang. So
Yeah,
what's
rest
going
in peace.
on, man? Back to school, man. All the kids and shouties going back to school. School
I,
starting
I
back.
gotta ask you, man. You the father, man. How's the back to school experience for you, man?
Nothing, man. I mean, I'm in a better position in life, as we know. So like, I'm a planner, get ahead type guy. Like clothes, kids' clothes is already good. 4th of July weekend. Shoes, I kind of grabbed like 2, 3 weeks ago. You know, 6 to 10 pair just to start off. Outfits, try to grab enough outfits, to get them through the first, couple weeks and stuff like that, and stuff that they've had already that they haven't grown into as well. So things like
Yeah,
that. But nah, I get ahead, bro. I
yeah,
like to be done a month month and a half, almost 2 months in advance. Any last minute stuff, that's just let me know. But yeah, bro, I
Do you put
don't.
any stipulations on your kids as far as like school shopping, like three pants, three shirts, and keeping that, or you just kind of,
Well, it
let them
depends.
run
Sometimes,
free with whatever they
sometimes I
want?
nah, they don't really choose. They not at the age where they choosing. My son, he just like he don't care. And my daughter, she gonna be dressed up to the T. You know what I'm saying? So nah, it ain't no choosing. I kind of just pick, see what they like, what they can wear. I think I think girls easier than boys.
You think so as far as school
To-
shopping for 'em?
Yeah, because girls they can do like cute, like off brand, off name brand stuff. And not that you're saying you have to have all name brand, but like I think it's easier for stuff to be put together and look better for the girls. Plus my son be growing like every 2-3 months, bro. It's like man changing sizes, bro. It's like he growing so fast, he eating good. But like I said, I like to plan ahead of time. I was already trying to figure out their birthdays in the summer, which was 2-3 months before, so I can get that stuff out of the way, bro. I don't like being last minute. You know what I'm saying? Just while I got it, get it, because you
Yeah.
never know what'll happen. You feel me?
So are you pro name brand stuff for children? Because
I
that's a whole topic right there, man. Where people out here Gucci and down
Nah,
their
I don't do that. I
kids,
don't do
do all that
designer. I don't do. I don't. I ain't gonna say I don't.
polo, the whole
I,
nine.
I ain't gonna say I don't believe in it, but designer, real designer, because a lot of kids be having on fake designer. Let's just be real, bro. Real designer is expensive for a child that's growing. To me, here and there, yeah, I get it, but like I can't see myself Gucci, Burberry, real.
Fendi.
I can't see myself doing it for a kid, but like Nike, Jordan, Polo, you know, I almost said apple bottom. That's so old. What's the girls like? I don't know what my daughter be having on. True for kids, stuff like that. I'll get that type of stuff. Yeah, but a lot of these jits be having on fake designer, bro. Not that they know, but I know.
Yeah.
Parents
But I
ain't
feel
stupid.
like it subconsciously creates a monster in kids, man. Because I think
Nah, cause
that's
some kids on genuinely, bro. Some of them genuinely like don't care. Like my son, bro, he'll be cool with like non-name brand shoes, but like he getting older where he'll want Jordan and Nike, but if I told him to put on some shoes, he'll wear it. My daughter, she more fashion. She want UGG boots and they $200, and she want you know certain stuff that she gotta have some Kurt Geigers and stuff like that. Like but she's 7, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that one is gonna be she gonna be a handful, but like my son be laid back, bro.
yeah. But I mean, so I'm with you though. I think a lot of kids don't really understand what they're asking for as far as like designers. When I say it creates a monster out of kids, I think it's like parents subconsciously clothing their kids in designer and making that the standard, right?
No, for sure, for sure.
That's what creates the monster, right? So when you out here and all you do is buy your kids Polo Ralph Lauren, you buy your kids Louis Vuitton, even if it's fake, you buy your kids Gucci, even if it's fake. That's the standard that you subconsciously are setting for them,
For
right?
sure,
Like if it ain't designer, and you start creating monster. Now when they get into their preteens, 12,
bro.
11, and they start understanding a little bit more, then they get in the early teens, like 13, 14. Now you can't be mad that this person is spoiled because you done created this. You created this monster, right?
It was a video going viral. A jit on the first day of school, I think from Milmar. He was throwing money at the gas station, just out in the parking lot, nice whip, throwing money. But these jits be getting to that bad too, especially like influencers in high school. They getting some money. He was throwing money at the gas station first day of school, bro. Letting it rain.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Wow,
That's crazy.
bro. Wow, bro.
And unfortunately, and I ain't see that video, and obviously I don't know the
Yeah, yeah,
kid,
yeah.
but unfortunately, he probably ain't got no sense of financial discipline or financial whereabouts. Like the sad part about it is, and I hate to say it, but it'd be us, bro. It'd be us, bro.
Definitely.
These are the same people that something happened tragically, somebody passed away,
Yeah,
they need to
yeah,
do a
yeah.
funeral, they out here holding a fish fry, or they out here got to GoFundMe. You see what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we got to pull up this video from 3 years ago. My man was just My man was throwing money at the gas station 3 years. Why y'all holding the fish fry for his funeral now? I hate to say it like that, and
Nah,
I'm
I
not
get you.
wishing death on the kid. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just making an analogy or
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
point
yeah.
here. But it's just like people ain't got no financial. There's no financial literacy there. It's like what the hell, bro? If you go into high school, you're probably anywhere between 13 and about 16, 17 years old. You don't have enough money to just throw. I don't care how much money you get into. I'm sorry.
Hey, these jits getting it, bro. Especially when you got no bills, you don't know.
Hell nah. But yeah, man, that's it, man. These parents subconsciously be creating a monster, man. Are you the type of person that you out here going to meet the teachers? You out here taking them first day of school?
Nah,
Like,
I
what's
haven't.
your
Cause
routine?
my kids stay out of town, so
Okay.
it hasn't been the case. But yeah, it's just when school starts, it's always so much going on. I get them back and then get the stuff going, and one is only in the second grade, one going to the fifth grade. So yeah, I'll get in, email, set up a conference, stuff like that. But yeah, I plan on trying to do more pop-ins and stuff like that. But obviously they're out of town.
Kids are interesting, man. Kids are interesting.
I'm trying to
I was
find this video.
I was thinking about that the other day, right? And somebody asked me, it's like, because I was saying, obviously I ain't got no kids, right? But I'm an uncle, right? And somebody was asking me, like, what do you do for your nieces and nephews around back to school time, right?
Hmm.
And I was like, well, first of all, it's too many of them. It's way too many of them.
How
You
many
see
you
this,
got? Dang.
bro, between my siblings, man, probably like 20, 22. It's a lot of them. You see what I'm saying? So
Dang.
2022 nieces and nephews, and I was like, nothing really. I mean, it's just too many of them. And then there was like, they said, "Is there?" Then they said, "Do you think you're a deadbeat uncle?" I was like, first of all, because it's too many of them to do something back to school, that makes somebody a deadbeat uncle. But it got me to thinking, like, is there such thing as like a deadbeat uncle or a deadbeat aunt?
Oh, I think like everybody. I think it's wherever your position is in life, bro. Like I try to get with my brothers and just say, hey, if the boys need something, I'll get their book bags this year, or you know, maybe try to chip in some school supplies or something like that. But like, I think it's all attention upon the parent, the need of the parent, because I mean, I'm blessed, bro, and I think my kids don't have to want for anything, and I don't have to usually ask for anything. You know what I'm saying? I think if I was in a position where I was struggling or, needed help, I think it would probably be a standard. Like every year, hey, my mom, can y'all help me with clothes? Can my brother, can y'all help me with book bags? I think that would be a standard. But so far in life, I haven't had to ask for anything for neither one of my kids, which is, a blessing. So not to take anything from people that do, because they all, they always say it take a village to raise a child. But ultimately, I think it's all situational.
Yeah. Man, you couldn't get me to believe there's a such thing as a deadbeat uncle.
It's just because I don't know, maybe because you ain't got no kids either. So
I think so. Whenever I get around my nieces and nephews, to the best, depending on how many people I know is going to be around, I'll pass out some bread and I'll tell them don't tell each other. You see what I'm saying? And that's how I do it. But the other aspect too is like, I feel like those are the only roles that you don't have a say so in. Like the reason why my nieces and nephews are here is because I have adult siblings that are enjoying themselves, right?
hmm
They just out here popping out kids, right? So with that being said, like I had no say so in that. Now, on the other hand, I do think there's a such thing as a deadbeat godparent. You see what I'm saying? Like,
hmm.
because that's a yes that you gave, right? So I'm not a godfather, right? But let's just say I'm a godfather, right? You can call somebody a deadbeat godfather if they're not involved in their godchild's life. You feel me? But I
What I'll
don't
say,
think somebody can be a deadbeat uncle. That's crazy.
what I'll say to that is that's crazy because I think the uncle and the auntie are blood. The godparent can be a friend. It can be a distant cut. It could be something not really blood, because you could pick your godchild, your godparent to your kids. But like, it's interesting you say that because I think that's also situational. How do you choose a godparent? What do you think? People don't know the role of a godparent. I think a lot of people don't know what it entails, or from the perspective of the parent. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a secondary parent. It's like a duty. You know what I'm saying? But I think people just do it for title, or they want it for title. But I know some people that's godparents that really hold stuff down and that be there for their god kids. You know what I'm saying? But that's also situational. Because again, my kids got godparents, but again, they live with their mother. So it's like the interaction and getting to them and stuff like that
Yeah,
is just
it's
a lot
it's
more difficult.
yeah, yeah. So let me ask you this: when you were going through that process
Yeah,
to like select godparents for your for your children, like what was that process? What did you
both
have to
my line
consider?
brothers
What did you consider though?
consider. I consider their faith for one. That's the biggest thing. God fearing. Also, relationship status, which is something I kind of grew into. Both are married, and then also, if something were to happen to me, would they be able to help out with the moms and also assist in the teachings and how we view life as parents and kids and stuff like that. So I considered a few things, but I also surround myself around like-minded individuals, so it
Hmm.
wasn't it wasn't a hard choice.
Gotcha, gotcha. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's good though. Faith being at the top of that is definitely
Yo
good.
ism is one,
Yeah, yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
So
yeah.
my like I got people that's like-minded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Because
you
so I do believe, yeah, like somebody can be like a deadbeat godparent. I really do believe that, if anything, because I feel like the role of a godparent is more intense than the role of an uncle or aunt. You see what I'm
okay?
saying? Because to your point, a godparent is right next to the parents. You see what I'm saying? The aunt and the uncle is just a branch of the family tree. That's how I look at it from a responsibility perspective. And that's not to say that you're not going to be involved in your child's life. To your point, it takes a village, right?
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, when you talk about expectations, I think godparents ought to have that. And I one thing I hate is when people make their siblings godparents. Like, nigga, you are wasting roles. Why you gonna make an uncle a goddad? That don't even make sense. Stop wasting roles. Like, you wasting roles, bro. I like that pisses me off.
Bro, it sound like you want to be a god at it, bro.
Not necessarily. I don't know if I should feel some type of way that I've never been asked to be a godfather. I don't know if I should feel some type of way about
I
that.
don't know. I think you should, bro. That mean they probably don't. They probably don't look at Bruce as the right example to to help guide this child
But to your
on side
point,
of
though,
me.
you made two valid points where you say you consider somebody faith, you consider somebody's relationship status, and you consider somebody. What else you said? Faith, relationship status, and
Like where they at in life, the
yeah,
teachings, like-mindedness.
yeah. So I mean, two of the things are there, like faith and like mindedness. But when you talk about relationship status, we do live very different lives. You see what I'm saying?
For
On the
sure.
go, single, moving around, so on and so forth. So I can see it from that perspective. It's like, we want somebody with a little bit more, relational stability to be a godparent. You see what I'm saying? Because I do want my child to kind of see examples of,
But
you know,
some
husband and wife consistently.
some people don't have godparents. So that's why it's interesting you said about being a deadbeat godparent versus aunties and uncles. I feel like that's a big duty as well. That aunt and uncle role
Yeah,
is a big responsibility, bro.
I'm with you.
Like like I ain't gonna say more than God. That's an interesting. I think we need to ask. I think we need to ask our followers that.
Yeah,
Like,
which
which one
responsibility
holds
is
more
bigger?
hold more weight? Because again, everything's situational. I think if I had my kids full time, I think definitely it'll be a lot more interactions between just all entities, godparents, aunties, uncles, anything. That's just distance, and you know what I'm saying. Just time is what it is.
Yeah,
But I also think like if I needed to ask any of them for anything, I have it like right away. Like
yeah,
there's no question. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah,
almost like I be trying to tell my line brother, like I used to have to force this man to like let me do something. Cause when you well off and it's like, all right, what the kids need, do they have anything? I remember I asked them one time, I'm like, what nephew doing? Oh, he playing a game, this and that. All right, here go, give him $20 so he can get some, not Robux, but Madden VC or NBA 2K VC.
Yeah.
He like, I mean, he good. I just bought him $100. Like, nah, bro, I'm not asking you, bro. Take this $20 and give it to him.
Yeah.
I don't care if you well off. Just give it to him, bro. Like,
Yeah.
this is from me to him. You know what I'm saying? All right,
Yeah.
like, like something like that. But you really don't. Some people just don't require or don't have to ask for nothing. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
don't want to feel like you doing something for them. But sometimes it ain't about that.
Yeah. My nieces and nephews, it's very interesting because the relationship that I have with them as they get older
Mm-hmm.
is better. Like my younger nieces and nephews, anything less than 9 years old, like, you feel me? We see each other, play around, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
But
those are
like,
most interesting gents, bro. You start asking the right questions to kids between the age of like 5 and 9, bro.
but you got to keep in mind,
You'll learn something.
I'm also not. So I'm the uncle that's they're probably the least connected to, simply because I no longer live in Florida, right? Whereas like,
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Situation. You're like,
it's
I got you.
situational, right? So all my nieces and nephews are super close with my little brother, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're super close with my little sister, and they're super close with my other sister. Like, it's a big family down there because they see each other all the time. Hell,
Mhm.
my brother and my sister, they still stay with each other, right?
Yeah.
So they super close all the time. They always at my mama's house. So that's a village right there, right? But when I come back and hang out with them, I'm like the sheep. You feel me? I'm the sheep that just come back. We hang out, we whatever, but we not really close like that. I talk to my oldest niece the most. You see what I'm saying? One, she's 20. You see what I'm saying? So we could actually hold a conversation, talk about life. She's, bouncing questions off me, especially somebody that has gone down the rabbit hole of, going to college and stuff like that. So we actually have substantive conversation. But I feel like as they get older, I have like more of a relationship with them. Whereas like younger, they super close to my siblings that they see every day.
Yeah, nah,
This is
that's what's
very
up.
interesting.
I mean, yeah, again, it's all situational. I know some people, nieces and, aunties and uncles like the parent. They probably
Yeah.
had the kids more than the dang parent themselves. You know what I'm saying?
So how do you feel about people who, let's say, don't have a good relationship with their parents, right? And now they got offsprings, and because they don't have a good relationship with their parents, their offsprings don't have a good relationship with their grandfather or their grandmother, right? So they kind of keep their kids from their parents because they
That was
never
in
had
the
a good
show.
relationship.
That was in the show Nemesis. Remember the show Nemesis?
Yeah,
The dad was trying to keep the son away. The son was sneaking off to go be with the
yeah. How you
grandfather.
feel about that?
I ain't gonna lie, as a parent, bro, it's a level of anxiety, bro, that just, it's hard, bro, because if I think it comes down to trust. So if I can't trust you as a parent, I don't think I'll be able to trust you as a grandparent. I couldn't trust you to be there for me. You wasn't around for me. I won't trust my kids pretty much. I ain't gonna say around you or staying with you for a long duration of time. So it's not that I'll keep them away, but it'll be one of those like, when you see them, you see them. I'm not really thinking about it because sometimes they think like, oh, you're trying to keep the kids away. Nah, it's just like, if I didn't really see you like that, it's not second nature to push them on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus like, my daddy was around, my mama was around all the time growing up. Like, I want my kids to be around them all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So some stuff just ain't second nature, bro.
Yeah, I can see how a parent would want to be overprotective from an emotional perspective, right? Because abandonment is a real thing, right?
Mhm.
So if they experience any level of emotional abandonment with their parents, I could see how they would shelter their child from experiencing that same level of emotional abandonment, especially at their adolescent stages, because children get emotionally connected with people. You feel me? These are people they'll leave and they'll start asking about them, and these people never leave their memories, and they want to hold on to that. And there's a level of disappointment when it can't be explained why this person hasn't come back around or whatever the case may be. So I could definitely see it from that perspective. But as somebody who don't have children, how I look at it too is like, you ought to put your differences to the side just to make sure that your child actually have a relationship with their grandparents.
I agree to a certain extent. I think some people are better grandparents than they are parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, but again, I think it goes back to the second nature. I don't think, well, and I'm just speaking, for my opinion. Some people aren't purposely trying to keep them away. It's just not second nature. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
Versus, the ones that's like, oh, I'm gonna make sure since you wasn't there for me, you don't see my kids. Nah,
Yeah.
some stuff just like have them call me or hey, they ain't tell me happy birthday. It's like, bro, like I wasn't thinking about that. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So much other stuff going on in life. That's just something that's not on my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
happens all the time. So I
It's
don't know, bro.
tricky, man. It's tricky.
And again, distance plays a factor, bro. Like I never moved back after I graduated. My kids aren't here with me. It's probably once or twice out the year they'll be down with my people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So they're probably not as close to your people as
Nah. No, they very close. They very close because you got to think about it in those adolescent, like those younger years. Every summer now that they get older,
yeah.
the memories can stick. Now they get older. They ain't gonna remember what from 3-4 years old. But now that they get older, the more things we do, they'll remember. And then every summer, Christmas, holidays, they get, it's gonna be memories being made. So
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
yeah, both of them A1, like with my mama on my side, like
Yeah. Yeah, my younger nieces and nephews, they always with my mom. When I tell you always with my mom, it's never been a time where I called my mom and I didn't hear crying, I didn't hear screaming, I didn't hear playing. They always over
so that's all
there.
I'm saying. What appearance?
Well, that's the thing though. So my sister, my younger sister, she's into like cosmetology world where she has her own shop
Working a lot,
business. So,
yeah.
so she's dropping off her son. My other sister, she's in nursing school, so she's dropping off her
Busy, yep,
kids
yep,
when
yep.
her husband is not available to take care. And I mean, my mom, she act like she don't like it, but I can hear it in her voice. She absolutely like. She's an
Bro,
empty
the
nest.
grandparents love that stuff.
She's an empty nester, so there's nobody there at the house with her, right? So when those
Yeah,
grandkids are there to keep them company and they're seeing mannerisms, like she was just telling me the other day how one of my nephews, he's what 4 years old now, and he's in this stage where he just loves sweets, and then he goes, "This is like me." She said she see me and him so much because she goes, "When I was a kid, I used to always need sugar water to go to sleep." I'm like, sugar
bro,
water?
you supposed to have been a fat baby.
I'm like, what? I didn't even know what sugar water was.
Bro,
She knows
you was
exactly
a
what
hood baby.
it is. He said I had to put sugar in water and stir it up for you to go to sleep. Other than that, you're not going to sleep. It's just something about the taste of sweetness that you just absolutely need. And I still got a sweet tooth to this day. But seeing my nephews
That's why you
grow,
be in the gym 6 hours. Makes sense now.
seeing my nephew grow, like she's reliving these moments. Like this was you. Like this nephew of yours is his uncle's child, but not his uncle's child at the
I
same
got you.
time.
I got you.
You feel me? It's like this was you as a kid. So she was just telling me that the other day. She act like she don't like that. I think she like that, bro. But yeah, she pretty much those kids always with her, bro. Always with her.
That's what's up. But I mean, another thing enough people don't talk about is sacrifices with I guess the non-custodial parent. Like, I think a lot of people be thinking like, oh, they got it easy or that like, they don't have as much time and stuff like that. But honestly, the sacrifice is just not having the kids and trying to do what you can to support, you know what I'm saying, from afar, or also like trying to work on being in the best position to where they'll eventually let you get them full time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make all the money in the world, be independent or do what you move how you want to move. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure most people don't want them kids around like full time more or to,
Yeah.
experience what the other parent is experiencing when it comes to the day to day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. That's my biggest fear. If I ever do decide to have children, is like raising children in a separate household because I couldn't imagine emotionally that I can do that. Like
Yeah.
I need to be able to wake up and go to sleep next to my kids consistently. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
life throws curveballs your way, man.
for sure.
Shit
Man,
crazy.
what's going on in the sports world? You see WNBA and it's Cantor
Yo,
declared for the
what you think about
WNBA?
that? You think these guys are trolling? So just to
Bro.
catch everybody up, man, it's two guys that I've seen come out.
Yeah,
So
it was two.
apparently WNBA has been heavily criticized by how they're defining a woman, right? And there are two people that have recently come out. One is an ex NBA player, another is an ex NFL player, saying that, well, by your definition of a woman, I can just simply identify as one and I can play for your league. So now I am declaring myself wanting to be in your WNBA. So my question to you is, do you feel like it's trolling? Like they trying to get them to tighten up how they're moving about this definition of participating in the WNBA, or do these people really want to compete against women?
I wouldn't say the word trolling. It's an eye opener, bro. Like, look, this is what the rules are. Let's go. When I first saw it, bro, I was like, finally, we need somebody that's like willing to pop out, like say they're a woman, transgender, or whatever, and go ahead and go over to this league so they can kill the nonsense, right? Because
Yeah.
it started from last week when they had that transgender guy playing basketball overseas, and he was just killing the she was just killing the competition, and you can tell like he was just well stronger than everybody, brolic shoulders, like, and they were talking about him coming over to the WNBA. And then that's when it came out with these former NBA players that's trying to declare. So I don't know. I just think the rules are the rules. They gotta abide by what they have in those bylaws, and you know what I'm saying. The standard has been set. I think they go as far as they can with it. And if he get in the WNBA, then they'll really show this conversation has been nonsense for a long time. But let's go ahead and end it.
Yeah. Yeah. End it. Just all women and all men. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's very interesting. When I first saw it, I didn't know what to think of it. First of all, I thought it was AI. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was AI.
I knew it when
And
they
I
had
was
that
like,
video. Yeah,
and I'm familiar with Ennis Cantor, and I'm like, ain't this nigga retired? Why is he trying to come out of retirement and play for the WNBA out of all leagues? I mean, you got the big three, you got overseas, you got the NBA, and
why not?
you
Is
want
the
to go to the
question.
WNBA? But and the other thing I consider too is like WNBA. I know they recently reached a CBA agreement which pays the women more. So I'm like, I wonder if they're doing it for the money. I don't know. But when I started reading into the bylaws and things that exist in the WNBA world, I'm like, okay, it sounds like they're taking a particular stance to give the WNBA an eye opener, to your point, so they can, tighten up their bylaws and verbiage, which I get. You see what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something, man. Sometimes I feel like some people are so woke that they just need to take a nap, bro. They just need to take a nap, bro. Some people are just no, for real. Some people are so woke that they need to take a nap, bro. Like, I get the idea of being progressive, right? And I just hate the fact that being how should I put this? I'm trying to find the best way to put this. I just hate that not being for something means that you're against it, which is not necessarily the
Right,
case.
right, right. Yeah,
Because
yeah. I get what you're
just
saying.
because you're not for something doesn't mean you're against it, right? If I'm not for women competing against men, I'm not saying that, hey, I'm against transgenders. That, like, the issue is not about the transgenders. The issue is about the physical makeup and the
Level of
genealogy
competition. Yeah,
makeup that the women have versus the men, which makes men more naturally dominant than the women. You see what I'm
correct.
saying?
Which we
That's
talked
what
about on prior pods.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, man. And like I said, some people, they just so woke. Bro, you need a pillow, bro. Take a nap, bro.
But I
Cause you
think
wild.
this is a prime example of what needs to happen to show and prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
literally. Going back
Yeah.
to the swimmer, 490 something rank in men, switches over number one in women.
Yeah. It's just not even close. I mean, even like Clarissa Shields,
And
right?
it's like, yeah.
So Clarissa Shields, she is somebody who is very different than Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is somebody who never like show recordings of his sparring. Clarissa Shields have publicly showed footage of sparring, right? And one thing she does to actually fine tune her skill set and her craftsmanship is spar against men, mainly people in the amateurs, right? I've seen Clarissa Shield get knocked out cold by an amateur male boxer. An amateur male boxer.
And she the
You see
top
what I'm
of her
saying?
top. I mean, her,
And Clarissa Shield is the Mike Tyson of women boxing right now. Like, it's not even close, bruh.
and what's crazy is it's woman versus woman battle, bro. It's not even a ain't got nothing. He had to insert himself just to prove something when it's women versus woman. The coach from Minnesota versus Sophie Cunningham. It's like woman versus a woman battle. Like, do you think it's fair where others can come in and these women trained and worked hard their whole their whole life, and then somebody can just come in as a biological male and just dominate or take over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not even, to me. It's not even a question, bro. I
Yeah.
tell people all the time, man. Listen, LGBTQIA, the community of people who are associated with that lifestyle. Once again, people not being for the integration of you guys in women's sports or really in male sports
That's
does
what they
not
say.
mean people are against you guys as a community. Like
They say
I just
80% of the WNBA LGBT anyway.
yeah, it's just like people are not like against it. It's just legit unfair. It's just like if you give no for real. It's just legit unfair. Like you ever seen like videos of like NFL players like in training camp with kids with autism and stuff like that, and they just
Yeah.
playing with them,
Yeah,
acting like they
yeah, yeah.
tackle them and stuff like that. That would legit be how it looked like if you put women in pads on an NFL field, bro.
Nah, for
Like
sure.
people not gonna take it easy on you. You feel me?
It's just the competition level. Like listening to some pods, Lonzo Ball, Michael Porter Jr. They said their 8th grade self would dominate the WNBA. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's not
saying?
even close. And that's not to say these women are not skillful. It's just on a whole different level, man. I remember this conversation really took a head not too long ago, really like 2 years ago. Whenever you started first seeing women officiating crew in the NFL,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
And like dudes was legit getting in their face, like cussing them
Snapping.
out in
Yeah.
between calls, like whatever. And people was like, yo, chill
Some
out. You
Nah,
talking to
they
a
out
lady
there.
like that?
They
Nah,
out
they
there.
out there, right? So if you go, this is the same energy these male athletes
Again,
are
yeah.
giving
Can't
these
change.
male referees, right? So when you
NBA
start
too.
inserting female referees in professional sports, we're for it though, right? We're not saying that a
For
female
sure.
referee can't see and understand the sport and can't officiate it.
But
That's
she
not
can't
what
get
we're
with
saying.
yeah.
However, what we are saying is she's gonna get the same level of energy that a male referee is gonna get. That player is gonna get in his face, risk getting a technical, risk getting ejected, and
And
if he
don't
gonna
care.
if you feel me, and even if he bump you or push you to the ground, if that's what it is, or if he run a slant and run straight through your chin, that's what you sign up for, fam. That's all we saying. That's what you sign up for.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just hate when people make it seem like people are against something because they're just calling it out, bro.
Nah, I agree with you. I agree with you. So we gonna see how that one gonna play out. What you think? How you think it's gonna be? We gotta see.
I wonder
Like
if they're gonna change the bylaws before the draft, so they fine tune it, or if like somebody is
but
gonna.
then it's gonna be you gonna be shunning a group of people out.
I don't know.
That's
I'm
it's gonna be a
interested to see how
sticky situation.
I'm interested to see how the WNBA
Because how
does
they gonna
this.
word it?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the WNBA because and I think a team is gonna draft him just to prove a point.
I think they should.
Yeah,
And
just to prove
go
a
and,
point. Like it's
go and win
different.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, that's crazy.
We'll
Shit,
see, man.
nigga like Dwight Howard about to declare next.
Bro, if the white go put on a wig, that boy
They
straight.
don't even
Joanna
need
man.
to put on a wig. They
I know,
don't
I'm
even
just
need
saying.
to Joanna
They,
man that
they talk
bad.
about Joanna man. Yeah, I'm like, bro, Joanna man was killing in the movie.
Yeah. But we'll see, man. It's interesting though. I do like the fact that players are like challenging the WNBA because, like I said, some people are so woke they just need a nap, bro. And I
And
feel like
again, though, it's the woman against the woman, bro. It's a woman that's trying to defend their sport, and there's other women that's trying to open it up.
yeah, but I think those tie into like people who are just super progressive. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Like, and I get progressiveness is important, inclusivity is important, but at some point you got to draw the line, fam. You got to draw the line. This is the line right here, bro. This is the line. You're not about to put LeBron James on the court with Asia Wilson. You're not about to do that. Like Asia Wilson is the best on the basketball court as it relates to competing against women.
Bro, the 15 man on the bench in the NBA would kill her. And the
Yeah,
top players in college would kill her, bro. It's
yeah.
not even
It's
close.
not even close, bro. It's not even close. It's not even close. Like the only thing that's fair is just shooting. I remember one year when they had, was it Caitlin Clark they had doing a 3-point contest against Steph Curry? That's the closest thing to fairness. But even then, I don't even think they were shooting from the same 3-point line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready for college football. Have you been seeing how some coaches coming out, not boycotting, but really taking a stance against the extra eligibility for these kids that can come back for the 5th and 6th years and stuff like that?
Nah, I ain't see
So
that.
there was a coach from one of the bigger schools, pretty much voicing his opinion and concerns on. There's been a lot of players that's coming back that didn't go to the league, that's been putting in the approvals and stuff like that to get that extra year back, or to do a 5th year. And they've been pushing it through. Like the NCAA been letting like Ole Miss quarterback coming back, I think 5th or 6th year. You got a few other players, college basketball, Aberdeen for Florida. He coming back again, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't go to the league. But yeah, coaches are saying it's hurting the kids coming out of high school. Also, programs, people that's been coming for the spring all summer, and then now you can just throw kids on the roster last minute. Like they trying to voice some concerns, and I guess they want to get a handle on it. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I agree with the concerns centered around it. I think it's the same reason why we saw universities that should
Indeed.
not have gotten to where they gotten to win it all. Like Indiana University is a good example. Nobody had that on their bingo card, right? But Indiana University was made up of a whole bunch of transfers, a whole bunch of upperclassmen. There's a lot of like OGs on that squad, right? These dudes were grown men. But I also get it from a business standpoint because at the end of the day, these coaches are trying to keep their job. Like doing it at the collegiate level has got to be the toughest because now you're fighting against NIL. You're also trying to keep families happy. There's a level of prima donna and diva associated with all the players that you essentially are looking after because everybody feel like they can get better elsewhere. So there's a lot of catering to, and their goal is to win as many games to keep their job. So I can see it from that perspective too. But I can also see it from the perspective how it could subtract opportunities from somebody who is coming straight out of high school. Because
So
why am I recruiting a 16, 17-year-old kid straight out of high school when I can get a grown
23.
ass man, somebody who has grown into his body, understands discipline, and is teachable, coachable, and it understands the game of football at a level that a 17-year-old don't quite
So this
understand.
came, and for the basketball part of it, this came from UConn coach Dan Hurley. He said coaches who are taking advantage of recent court rulings to make late additions to their programs are doing more harm than good. He pretty much said it was in the wake of the federal judge in Colorado granting a preliminary injunction and blanket waiver for the athletes that came out of the 2022 high school class to play a 5th year under the new NCAA rules. He said the current climate is unsustainable. He said those additions to this close to the start of the class, teams can start practice 42 days before the first game. It affects the high school players and it creates an unfair advantage. So that's what he was saying. He was like, you can't act like it's not victimless situation. I mean, there are kids that are 17, 18 years old potentially that may lose out on opportunities because of these 5th year being granted to people out of the
And it's
2022.
especially dangerous because you have NIL. Because you got to keep in mind, these
The
kids are going to
moolah,
college.
baby.
These kids are going to college and understanding, hey, only the top 1% of the productive NCAA athletes are going to make it to the NFL. And even when we make it to the NFL, the rookie contracts that we're going to get compared to the top booster sponsorship salaries that we can get in college is two different things. So a lot of people are probably staying in college just because they're going to make more money because they don't feel like they're amongst the top 1% of their peers just yet to go off to the pros. And what does that do for the 17, 18-year-old? It's just continue putting them on the back burner, right? So he continue getting deeper and deeper and deeper in the hole where he's not seeing opportunities, he's not playing, so on and so forth. So it's very dangerous. Everybody not gonna be Malachi Tony, bro. Everybody not gonna be a true freshman, come out there and dominate against people who are much older than him. People who are supposed to be in their third year in the NFL. You see what I'm saying? Like people, like everybody ain't gonna be Malachi Tony. So I like the fact that coaches are standing up for those who are not Malachi, yet they still don't have an opportunity to showcase their skill set because that's really what the conversation is.
I think they're gonna have to get a handle on it. I think they're gonna let it. I mean, it's been taking its course for the last few years post COVID. Everybody got that additional year after COVID,
Which
and
makes
then
sense. The
and then
COVID, that made
and,
sense to me.
and then the whole transfer rule stopped. Where you said when you transfer back in the day, you used to have to sit out a year. I
Now
think
niggas
they.
transferring playing.
I think the second time you transfer now, you have to sit out, or if you become a graduate, it's not considered a transfer. You're a graduate. Like it's all kind of rules and stuff now. But I just think I ain't gonna say going back to old school because right now the players are winning. I'm all for them getting their bread. It's just
Yeah,
they gotta
I'm
they
with it
gotta get a
too.
handle on it, bro.
Yeah, I'm with it too, man. Like, I think players have had the short end of the stick for too long. Like when I think of players like Reggie Bush, who
Tim Tebow,
single-handedly put USC on the map, and hell, his Heisman Trophy was taken away from him because of things like this, right? When I think of Tim Tebow, who probably never, I mean, Tim Tebow,
God at
no,
Florida.
knowing his character, I
Yeah,
believe that he probably was doing the right thing even at that time by never taking a dime, right? When I think of these players that the system has taken advantage for so long, they take advantage of for so long. Like I'm for players definitely getting their reparations. Hell, call it what it is. For the longest, we haven't been able to monetize our labor, and now it's time for us to get reparations on that. So I'm for these college players doing that. The question you got to ask yourself is, at what extent?
it's just the older I got, I realized how much money these schools was making off these
Yeah,
kids.
these schools are
and
eat.
and for them to have strict limitations on it, I was like, dang, that's crazy. Because I do know you get a free education, especially if you're on full scholarship, free education, free room and board. You should, you get all the perks of being an athlete, your dining hall, gear, whatever. I get that, but compared to what the university's making, sheesh.
I don't even think it's free education. I think they're just recouping that money on the general student body. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, bro. I
True,
remember when I
especially at the big schools. Yeah,
Bro, when I used to work at Sam's Club, bro, my very first job, bro, I never forget, right? This is when I really started seeing marketing at a whole different level, bro. Like, they would have these 80-inch TVs that are normally priced at like $1,200, and
yeah.
they'll knock that bad boy up $300 and it'd be 900, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what we would see is those everyday items like the grapes and stuff like that, the strawberries, the bananas, the things that are truly walking out the door at a higher rate every day. We
Yeah,
see those go up about 45, 55 cents. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? So the amount of TVs that's gonna walk out the door versus the amount of grapes, strawberries, bananas that's still gonna walk out the door, the business is really taking a W, right?
How you peep?
Bro, you just start seeing things, right? You create relationship with the managers and kind of, they're enlightening you the kind of meetings that's being had before they actually roll out these things, right? So I say all that to say, it's not that the universities are really giving them free education. You see what I'm saying? The general student body is just getting an extra $45 on their tuition times 85,000 student body, and it gives room for more scholarships up
But
front.
I'm talking about like alumni boosters. You get TV
Boosters, yeah,
deals.
yeah,
You get Nike, Adidas. Every school sponsored by a major
sponsorship, yeah,
brand.
yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that money is there, bro. Get it. Money is there. Create relationships, man. Leverage it, bro. So I'm for it, bro. I just hope that it's coming with a level of financial literacy. I haven't seen too much people talk about that. I know Coach Prime, he makes it very clear that he brings people into his program to talk to him, and we kind of see it on social media. His son does a good job, kind of bringing us along the journey and really marketing Colorado football. But I don't know how many other universities are doing that, right? So as long as the financial literacy is there, I'm with these kids getting paid, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited, man. I'm ready to. I think each year, when it comes to fantasy football, when it comes to these trades and getting more involved and acclimated with what's going on, I just be more and more excited about sports, bro.
Yeah. I just
For
had my
real.
fantasy football
Yeah.
draft order selection tonight, right before we jumped on here. I draft 11th of 12th, which is a perfect position
But
because
then because you're gonna do the
we
second
do
round.
we do
Yeah.
snake like drafts, so it feels like I get 2 first round picks, right? You see what I'm saying? So I like it, man. I'm gonna go running back heavy this year. That's gonna be my strategy because we do 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, and 2 flex.
It's 6 of y'all.
12.
12 and y'all do the two. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, my league it was 12. Right now I'm looking it's like 8 because a few people fell off. So if we do less than 12, that'll be my first time being in the league less than 12, which I might like because it's more opportunity for me to grab some other
Especially on waiver wire.
for sure,
But
bro.
sometimes too much options can be detrimental, bro.
I mean, but still, them points they'll add up either way. When you have 12, bro, once you get around like 4 or 5, bro, you falling off. Especially if you had your mindset on certain people that got picked up by now, and your second option might have got snatched. So now you scrambling, and you like, damn, what I got to do? And then the picks from there is just like what best available.
Yeah. And
then you never know the rookie that's gonna show out this year, bro, because you haven't.
I think that's kind of where it gets fun. I think
for
it
sure,
gets
for
fun
sure. That's
right
what make it
around the
fun.
sixth
I got
round.
you.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because we all know who probably who our first 4 picks are gonna be. But it really gets fun between the 6th and the 11th round of the draft. Because now it's like skills. Did you really study? Do you really know how deep teams are? Do you really understand who number ones versus number twos? You feel me? Like I said, I go running back heavy because I like scat backs, right? I like a Dalvin Cook. I like a Alvin Kamara. I like somebody who can catch it there and run that bad boy, right? Granted, Alvin Kamara is a risky pick now because you got Travis Etienne in that locker room, but that's going back to do you understand the game? Have you been keeping up with off-season moves? You feel me? So that's when it gets tricky. So I really like those 6th, 7th rounders when we actually get into it for real.
Right.
Speaking of football, the Hall of Fame ceremony was this past weekend. Did you watch the enshrinement? You had Larry Fitzgerald, Adam Vinatieri, Drew Brees, Luke Kuechly. Those are amongst the names that went in, man. Did you watch it?
No, I did not. Nah, I ain't watch it.
Hall of Fame class of 2026. They got enshrined this past weekend, man. Drew Brees, I knew was definitely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think Luke Kuechly, this was his first ballot too, and also Larry Fitzgerald was the first ballot Hall of Famer. So it was pretty cool, man. I think they got it right this time. Next year, Antonio Brown is eligible. Ben Roethlisberger is eligible.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people still eligible, bro.
I think they was having talks on that. I think Antonio Brown should be in it, regardless of the off the field antics and everything. Like, there's no way he ain't going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
Yeah, I think. Well, they after the Terrell Owens thing.
Yeah.
What they did is they changed the eligibility behind that, or at least the bylaws, because at first they would always say that, hey, off the field issues never matter when it's Hall of Fame. It's all about your play between the white lines. But obviously, Terrell Owens, top 3 in just about every statistical wide receiver category, was not a first ballot Hall of Fame. Hell, he didn't even do his enshrinement speech in Canton because he felt so disrespected. But after that, they had to change it because clearly you guys are not people of your word, because if it had nothing to do with off the field, there's no way Terrell Owens is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. So they switched that where they actually acknowledge now how you represent the NFL, the logo, the shield, the brand. They're going to consider that in your Hall of Fame. So by virtue of that, do you think Antonio Brown ever gets in?
Nah, if that's the case, nah. I think he had too many off the field. But at what point do the numbers matter then? Because you could have a good character and be, I ain't gonna say mediocre. You can have a good character and be above average and get in, or you could be great and the best in your position, top 5 in your position ever. And if your attitude sucked or you just wasn't a good person, are you out?
Yeah, and that's the part, I I mean, Chad Johnson says it best,
Chad,
man.
yeah.
At some point, you gotta induct yourself, right?
Yeah, Chad,
Because
yeah.
I'm with you, bro. The people who understand the football, bro. Antonio Brown had a
9-year run. Yeah.
6 to
Almost a
8 year
decade.
stretch
He was the number one
where he
receiver.
was undoubtedly the best receiver in football. Like, we not about to ignore that because it's the same thing with Darrelle Revis. Darrelle Revis had a 5 to 6 year stretch where he was the best corner in football, and he's
Yeah.
in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So if you're telling me that Antonio Brown did the same thing with a longer duration and you're going to keep him out because of his behavior, I can't get with that, bro.
My boy Asante Samuels, man, Lauderdale legend.
Yeah,
Most picks.
he's still out there.
Like, you feel me? We had like 50-something picks and 60, something like crazy. Like,
Yeah, he's nice.
yeah, come on, bro. At what point does it matter?
Here are some of the people that are eligible next year. You got Rob Gronkowski, you got Adrian Peterson, Ben Roethlisberger, Richard Sherman, Cam Newton, Antonio Brown, Andrew Whitworth,
Cam Newton,
Le'Veon Bell, Eric Weddle. These are some first time eligibilities, and you still gotta consider the people
that second and third. Yeah, it's crazy.
They passed on Bill Belichick. He definitely got to get in next year.
That's wild. We talked about that on the pod. That's wild.
Yeah. Eli Manning is still on the ballot. Terrell Suggs, Marshall Yonda.
Dang.
Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne still not in there. You have people like Fred Taylor still not in there. It's a lot of people, bro.
I think when it comes to the players, I'd be interested. How do they feel about first, second ballot, third ballot versus like just getting in? Because you have people like Chad that don't care. And you got people like Terrell that really wanted to, but he felt disrespected. But, some people going to cry to get in. Then you had Shannon Sharp, brother, who was what? Was it 20? How many years?
Yeah.
It was like we talked about that.
So Sterling Sharp, he was the best receiver in football for like 6 years. Like, he was nice.
I thought his career got cut short after like 3 or something like that. Yeah. Something crazy.
No, he only played like 8 years in the league. He only played like 8 years in the league. But for those 6 years before those injuries, I think he only played like 8 to 10 years. But before those injuries hit.
So was that a sympathy one? Because his numbers wouldn't have been what it is.
But you got to keep him, and that's another thing you got to consider too, though. Like, back then, it wasn't like the reason why Jerry Rice is the Michael Jordan of football is because his numbers are what they are when NFL was run first, which makes his numbers that much more respected.
So Sterling played 7.
Is pass first. You see what I'm saying? How many years Sterling played?
7. He earned 5 Pro Bowls. He won a Triple Crown in '92. And he was inducted in 2025. But what I'm saying is when somebody like Sterling is up and Bill Belichick is up, how does he go third ballot over Bill? That's what we was talking about.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, they gotta like you. I think liking you has a lot to do with it. Because Bill Belichick, I think, is the best coach in football. I don't know any other coach in NFL history that is better than Bill Belichick.
Sterling led the NFL in receptions 3 times, 89, 92, and 93.
The nigga was dominant, bro. He not a scrub.
Triple Crown in 92, 108 catches, 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns alongside Brett Favre. He set the receptions record 112 and 93, becoming the first player with back-to-back 100-catch seasons. Yeah, you're right. He led the league with 18 touchdowns in 94. So, yeah.
The nigga was nice.
So why he got passed on the first couple of times? You know what I'm saying?
It's just like, I think the more people that the more years that go by, the more people that's coming in and making them eligible, right? Because you got to keep in mind, like I said, it was a pass first. It's a pass first league now.
In career, he only got 8,100 yards.
But it wasn't a pass first league. 8,100 yards
back then,
Back then is really like.
I think the rule of thumb now 10,000. That people got to get that 10,000 mark.
That shit really like 13,000, 14,000 now.
Now
bro.
I got you.
You feel me? And he did that in 7 years.
Yeah.
Which means he was averaging 1,000 yards in a non-pass first league, which is crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
And this is during the time when they was playing 14, 15 games. This ain't a 17 game. You see what I'm saying?
Nah, you right.
Think about it.
I just think whenever somebody get passed on, it's gonna potentially kick out another potential first rounder. I mean, first
Yeah,
ballot,
yeah.
and that's the part that sucks.
Looking
So
at this list, I think next year's Hall of Fame
I
class,
think Bill Belichick get in his second
Bill
ballot.
Belichick, Rob Gronkowski, I think
Rob
gets in. Adrian Peterson, I think is gonna get in.
AP.
Hell yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, who else you named? Because how
Ben,
many do they
ben
take?
Roethlisberger is up, but I don't think he gets in.
How many
Not
do they
first
take?
ballot.
I think Ben would
They've
be.
been they've been doing like five,
I think Ben
five to
would be one
seven.
to me, but you got a lot
Nah,
of people
bro.
that haven't made it.
Eli Manning is
Because
probably gonna be second
who
ballot.
was who was AB quarterback all them years? He was going crazy.
Roethlisberger.
Who won the Super Bowl when he came and took over a position?
But yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying Roethlisberger was a
I know, but I'm
scrub,
just saying, like,
but is he first ballot?
I don't know.
I'm not
Bro.
sure he's first
Was
ballot. You feel me?
was Sterling Sharp first ballot?
He wasn't first ballot, but he only played 7 years. So
Was
you
Bill
can argue
Belichick first ballot?
they don't like that nigga. Clearly,
Like,
they don't like that nigga.
it's always gonna be something, bro. It's
They
always gonna
clearly
be.
don't like Bill Belichick because Bill Belichick, in
How
my
Tom get
opinion,
in and Bill don't?
Bill Belichick the best coach that ever coached football. But he also got fired and and couldn't find another NFL job, which is crazy. This was like I think there was like 6 NFL head coach vacancies and nobody wanted him. So
Yeah,
clearly they don't like that nigga like that.
for sure. But that's where it comes to that personal. You can't take away them championships and all that other stuff. So
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. We'll see. We'll see.
we'll see.
But yeah, this has been another one, man. We gonna y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. We're gonna put some polls up from what we discussed tonight. Real raw content, man. We don't practice, prepare. You know what I'm saying? Not prepare, but I mean we come up with some topics, we talk. It's all genuine. So y'all give us your honest feedback. Tap in with us and let us know what you think, man. A and B Mobcast. We out.
We out, baby.